Hi again, Rampage fans. Dan Weiss for SARampage.com. It's another Views from the Press Box, our video blog online at SARampage.com. Yes, it's the middle of August. It's the dog days of the hockey off season. So it's none other than a good time to bring you the latest information going on with the Rampage and the rest of the American Hockey League. On today's show, we're going to talk about the Rampage's latest signing, goaltender Joe Fallon, who signed an American Hockey League contract on Monday. We're also going to talk about the potential release of the American Hockey League schedule set to come out in the next couple of weeks. And we'll have AHL news and notes. A lot of coaching moves going on around the league this summer, and we'll play Where Are They Now? And see where some of your old Rampage players have ended up this offseason. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Well, after a couple of weeks of not making any news on player signings, the Rampage announced an important signing on Monday with the addition of goaltender Joe Fallon, signing him to an American Hockey League contract. Fallon spent all of last season in the American Hockey League, split between Rockford and Peoria. He went 19-16-1 in 39 games with a 2.86 goals against average and a 90.6% save percentage. 29 of those 39 games were with the Rockford IceHogs before the trade deadline, and Fallon went 15-10-1 in those 29 appearances, a 2.65 goals against average and a 91.2% save percentage. He didn't have a lot of luck against the Rampage last year, just went 1-3 in 4 starts, but he did have 35 or more saves in 2 of those appearances. Fallon is another big goaltender. Much like Matt Climby, he stands 6'3". He's got strong technical ability. He handles rebounds well and does a good job of challenging shooters and playing the angles. One area he needs to work on is his puck handling skills and obviously being able to play the outlet pass out to the defense and the forward. So an area that Joe Fallon will look to improve on as he enters his 3rd professional season. Fallon is a graduate of the University of Vermont. Some other heralded players went there, like Marty St. Louis of the Tampa Bay Lightning, and he's the Catamounts' all-time leader in shutouts, 20 career shutouts for Joe Fallon at UVM. Now, Fallon joins previously signed Al Montoya and Matt Climby as the Rampage trio of goaltenders. And obviously there's not going to be 3 goaltenders on the roster come opening night unless there is an injury, which should make for a real exciting battle during training camp. Right now, the odds are that Joe Fallon, because he's signed to an American Hockey League contract and because you've got Climby and Montoya on NHL two-way deals, one of those guys is going to end up probably in ECHL Las Vegas. The odds probably right now are against Fallon to end up in Vegas to start the year, but you know what? You never know. Once the guys get out on the ice and start battling for spots, should make for some great competitions. We welcome Joe Fallon into the fold as the new goaltender for the San Antonio Rampage. So the American Hockey League schedule is set to come out in the next couple of weeks. Now, like a lot of teams are using the American Hockey League going to the power of social media. They've tweeted out some clues here in the last few days saying that the American Hockey League schedule will be released the week of August 23rd. That is next week. Now, the Rampage already know their opening night, and that's going to be Friday, October 8th, right here at the AT&T Center. And they also have their schedule matrix for the season. They'll play their Texas rivals, Houston and Texas, 10 times each, as well as travel to Oklahoma City and play the Barons, who are the newest affiliate of the Edmonton Oilers, a total of 10 times as well. The Rampage will also play division rivals Peoria and Milwaukee 8 times each, and Rockford and Chicago 6 times each as well. They'll play each team in the North Division twice, with the exception of Rochester, and will play Abbotsford, Lake Erie, Grand Rapids, and Manitoba a total of 4 times. And for the 2nd straight season, the Rampage will play the Eastern Conference's Syracuse Crunch twice, the only Eastern Conference team that the Rampage will see in 2010-2011. So again, schedule likely to come out next week. Let's keep our fingers crossed. To finish off today's show, some AHL rumblings and grumblings. And now the summer obviously is a time where coaches make the move up and down between the National Hockey League and the American Hockey League. And there's been a lot of coaching changes this summer around the American Hockey League. Starting close to home, Oklahoma City and Houston both have new coaches starting behind the bench this year. In Oklahoma City, Todd Nelson, formerly an assistant with the Atlanta Thrashers, is going to be the new head coach of the Barons. And the Houston Aeros have got a new head coach too. Mike Yeo was formerly an assistant with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He'll be behind the bench at Toyota Center this year. A lot of other coaching changes, too, around the rest of the league. Peoria, Springfield, Albany, Rochester, Hamilton, Norfolk, and Wilkes-Barre, Scranton all have got new coaches this year. Jared Bednar and Rick Kowalski each come up from the ECHL to take over roles in Peoria and Albany respectively. And maybe one of the biggest surprise coaching moves of the summer, John Cooper, who was formerly the head coach of the Green Bay Gamblers of the United States Hockey League, becomes the first coach to make the jump from the junior circuit of the United States Hockey League, the USHL, all the way to the American Hockey League. He's going to be the head coach of the Norfolk Admirals this year. A big trade that was made in the American Hockey League late yesterday saw the Montreal Canadiens send Cedric Desjardins, who was maybe one of the best goaltenders in the AHL last year with a 2 goals against average. They ship him to Tampa Bay, where he's reunited with his former coach Guy Boucher, who was recently brought on as the head coach of the Lightning, formerly the head coach of the Hamilton Bulldogs. In exchange, Kari Ramo, who played last season in the Continental Hockey League in Russia, goes from Tampa Bay to Montreal. And to finish off this week's show, we play Where Are They Now? News from some of your former Rampage players that are moving on to different parts and different places. Andrew Orpik, who spent some time here in San Antonio last year, has signed an AHL contract with Wilkes-Barre Scranton. He'll likely split time between both the Penguins and their ECHL affiliate, the Wheeling Nailers. Jeff Hogan, the former Rampage captain, has signed with the Grizzly Adams Wolfsburg. That's in the DEL, the Elite League in Germany. So Jeff Hogan taking his talents overseas. In case you missed it earlier this summer in free agency, Sean Sullivan, last year's Rampage All-Star, he has signed a 2-way NHL contract with the San Jose Sharks. And if he doesn't make San Jose, then he will start the season with their AHL affiliate in Worcester. So that's a look at some rumblings and grumblings from around the AHL. That's going to do it for another edition of Views from the Press Box. For SARampage.com, I'm Dan Weiss.